Hello everyone and welcome back. I wanted to do a little bit of a camp out fishing trip, and there's a nice little river stream that I haven't been to in years. And so today we're going to go fish it, and tonight we're going to be camping out right here. It's going to be fun. Alright, so it's just before 11 o'clock here. We are going to get the fire going, and while the fire is starting, I'll get the tent set up and everything like that. We'll cook some lunch. After we're done eating lunch, we're going to go fishing. So, let's make a fire. Got a chunk of fire starter here. Alright, this tent here is a Coleman tent. It's an A-frame style, and we found it in the attic above the garage. Took it out, it had one little hole in it, and the bungee cord for a couple of the poles was like stretched out and broke. But it's a great tent, and it looks like it hasn't been used more than like a few times. So I brought it out today to kind of unveil it to you guys. It's a wonderful tent shape and size, and I thought it would be just kind of fun. I was gonna do the hammock, but I decided we'll just do this here. So not a bad space, huh? Not a bad space at all. I like how it has the full front screen mesh, so you can be in there and have a nice breeze coming through, and you know, be relatively cool. But I brought a cot. We'll throw that in there, and it should be a nice night's sleep. It's been getting cold here. It's just into September now. I think today's the 4th of September, and it was, when I went fishing the other day, it was 37 degrees in the morning, which is yikes. Oh, it's cold. Alright, so we have the four-wheeler, we got the trailer. I brought the trailer because I was unsure if I was going to be able to find an actual camping spot where I could pull into. But now that I found this spot, I want to bring the trailer along just to see how well it pulls behind the four-wheeler. I don't think it'll be any issue at all. But also with the four-wheeler here, this is my first time really having it out for any sort of distance, so it'll be fun to see how well it runs. Hopefully we don't have any issues, but this is how you find out if you have issues is you have to go out and drive it. So let's get to it here and try to go get some fish. Drop off this trailer because it makes too much noise. It's driving me nuts. And then we're gonna head on down a little further, see what there is to see here. Works good, but it's just so loud. It's driving me nuts. Alright, we made it as far as we can go. There's a no four-wheeler sign here, even though somebody had ripped out the post and they are four-wheeling in here, but I'm going to be a little more respectful than that. And we'll just go on a little hike down here. I think there's a bridge down here that would be good for fishing. Ooh. Sure is pretty, isn't it? Alright, it's really shallow, but you never know. We'll throw in this topwater frog and there could be anything in here. Oh, there is something in there. Haha, sweet. Alright. Oh, I did not expect that. It's kind of right in there where that fish was jumping. Alright, well, I was casting here and my frog got stuck in a tree, so I yanked on it and then it busted off of there. So So years ago, this hill here in front of us, I don't know what it's going to look like on the camera, but this was like a really cool four-wheeler spot where it's super steep and you'd ride up it. You could go right, middle, or left, and you'd ride up it, and then about, I don't know, a little ways down there, you'd ride back down. You can see the ruts. So you could go up it this way too, or come down it this way, and I think this is the way we'd come down. And that's, I mean, around here everybody was four-wheeling, and now I don't know if people just aren't doing it or what the case is, but even the road itself has gotten a lot more narrow in my eyes. Probably different areas opened up and they go and play around over there, but yeah, kind of cool. So I'm gonna head on back. I tried my luck fishing today. I'm not having any luck. We're gonna head on back. I might hook up the trailer and go get a bunch of firewood from a logged out area down the road, since that way I don't have to chop down any trees or anything like that. And then get a big fire going. Chainsaw and some gas. Let's go get a little firewood from a logged out area. I want to see how well this trailer can hold weight. This is a good test. But look at this. This is a big, huge, logged out area, and this is probably of last year, judging by all the little green seedling trees. And this is how much waste that the logging company leaves. And this is cords and cords and cords of wood. It's just not good enough wood for what they would use it for at the mill. So I'm gonna cut some of this up, throw it in that trailer, and bring it back to my camp, because it's good wood, and I don't have to ruin any trees to get any more. So awesome. Let's cut some of this up quick and head on back. So that's what's nice about this machine. It has a high and a low range. So technically it has 10 forward gears and 2 reverse gears. I just put it in first gear low, and it literally just crawls through all that. And this machine has the ability to tow up to 700 pounds, which is pretty amazing also. I wanted to show you guys my storage box on the front here, because I think that this is a great opportunity to kind of showcase it. Okay, so I built this storage box here. It's 12 by 8 by 24, and I think it's like kind of perfectly designed in a few different ways. So obviously you need a spot to store a few things. I got screwdrivers and a couple wrenches in here, just things that I've already needed for this machine when I've worked on it. At first I just had the regular clasp style hook on here, but it made the lid rattle. So to fix that, I had this spring, which is from a screen door, and I just put like a dog clicker on there, and then it still would rattle. So I put this piece of string around the edge here, and that really dampened it down a lot. It's held down with 2 U-bolts, and then inside of it I have a rubber. This is a semi-truck mud flap, so it's about a 1/4 inch thick piece of rubber in here, and that helps keep things from bouncing too much or rattling or whatever. But the part that I'm most proud of is actually on the front here, and I'll show you exactly why. So let's say you're out here and you need to sharpen your chainsaw blade, or work on anything for that matter. You store your tools inside the box, and then this becomes a workspace, right? Well, the problem with that is every time you need something, you gotta open the lid up and get it. Well, foreseeing that, I put this strip of a 2x4 on here so that when you open this, you have enough ledge here to kind of hold something. So now if I need to work on my chainsaw, I have a workplace here. Obviously it looks like it's at a crazy angle because the whole machine's at an angle, but you guys get the idea. You can pull your tools out, work on what you're working on. So if you're thinking of building one of these boxes, I would definitely kind of keep that in thought, because I think that it's a useful idea. But otherwise, it's just a good box, good size. I could have mounted my light bar on here or anything. Obviously I could have put green treated plywood on here, which would make it last longer, but this machine sits in my garage, and with the way plywood prices are, I had this 3/4 sitting around, and so it gave me an opportunity to kind of use it. And yeah, so far it's been great. I'm gonna spray paint it black, and that'll be probably its final thing. I did drill a couple holes on the front nose of it, so if water does get in there, it can drain out. So far the only water that's gotten in there was a water bottle that I didn't tighten the lid on enough. It leaked out, but no big deal. So let's get back to cutting some of this wood up and getting it in the trailer. It is super hot right here, and I'd like to go back to camp and hang out for a little bit. So let's take care of that quick and see how this trailer performs driving back on the road. I'm going to pick up a few more on my way out and throw them in that trailer, but I think we're going to have enough wood for a little while at least. It's like uncontrollable actually, because even if I'm not touching it, it should just stay still with no wind, right? I'll bring it into the shot here. Okay, so it should just stay still. There it goes. Why? The last one did it and this one does too. So you can't even play with it when it does that. So in a previous camp out video, I had a subscriber ask me about my opinion on this MS-170. Story behind this chainsaw is I had a pull-in and that one was done. I couldn't get parts for it. It was an off-brand, if you will. So I need something name brand, but I don't want to spend $500, $600, $700 on a chainsaw. I just don't use it enough to justify that. So my budget was like $200 to $300, and this one being at $200 was awesome. Name brand and everything. So I picked it up, and now I've had it for 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and I'm very happy with it. There's a couple of drawbacks. First of all, the chain, it's not a very big chain. It's not very wide. It doesn't cut super fast. And I can't remember the technical term for these, but these teeth that grab the tree when you're trying to pivot on it, they're made out of plastic. But you can get a metal one that'll fit in here aftermarket if that really is an issue for you. But what I really like about this chainsaw is, for one, it's budget friendly because you can buy it and it's not going to break the bank. It's lightweight, which for me, with my back, lightweight is awesome. When I was up at the tent helping Dad do those little bit of firewood or whatever, cutting down those trees, I picked up his chainsaw, and that thing cuts really fast, but it is seriously probably almost twice as heavy as this one. And so is that something that could run a lot? For me, no. This is perfect for the weekender, or if you're gonna go and do like deer stands, or for us if we come up here and it's really sloppy wet snow, you're going to have to probably cut your way in. It's just a matter of fact. Well, this here fits the bill for all that. Now, are you going to want to run your tree service business with this? Not a chance. But for the ability of lightweight, being able to cut brush, and maneuverability with this, I think that it's a great chainsaw. And then somebody was busting my chops because they said, your chainsaw isn't cutting very fast. You're a small engine mechanic. Your chain should be perfectly sharp. Well, that is true. My chainsaw chain here, I got big chips out of them, and it doesn't cut the fastest anymore. I need to go through and sharpen it. I just don't have all the hours in the day to sit down and get it at a perfect 30-degree angle or whatever. I touch it up here and there, but that's about all the more I've been getting recently. So I think for a budget-friendly person, I think Stihl is a good brand, or else I would really also be tempted to get into Husqvarna. And from what I've seen of Husqvarna, if you're looking to get an even better brand, go with Husqvarna, because they are superior, in my opinion, to Stihl. So yeah, but I wouldn't hesitate to get either one. Just all depends on what they have locally to you, or whatever you're willing to buy. But yeah, this has been a great chainsaw. I have, quite a few hours on it, and it works really well. As far as maintenance stuff goes, after every one of these weekend endeavors, I take this cover off, I take my compressed air, and I blow all of those wood shavings out, keep the oilers free, everything. I try to take as good a care of it as I can, because I need it to take care of me in some situations. So that's all I really have to say about the chainsaw. It's a good one. For dinner, we are having steak, potato, and beans. And somebody said, why don't you get a small can? And I thought that was a fantastic idea. So I got a small can. That way I don't waste any. After I cut it up, of course. I also got a comment from one person about the pans. They like this pan set because it's kind of well, they kind of all fit together. This is the brand Collins, I believe is what you might say. So I don't know if it's an Amazon or what, but Amazon does make different brands make the same idea. So you should be able to find it if you're looking for it on Amazon. Well, we lost some potatoes. We lost a lot of potatoes. The lid popped off. That's alright. I guess. Nothing I can do about it now. Okay. Potato pan, I'm going to put some beans in here. And we get some New York strips. Alright, so just finished up dinner. Guy comes flying by on in a Jeep. Hits the brakes real hard and backs up. He rolls down his window. He says, "Hey, just want to let you know, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but there is a big bear back here. And it's been spotted multiple times around here. It's its territory." And he's like, "So keep your wits about you." Well, I don't know. Tell you, when I was trying to leave, my backpack kept hooking everything. It hooked like the van 3 different times, stuff like that. And I remember thinking, man, if something isn't telling you just not to go today. Well, then I rolled up here. It's this beautiful spot, but I kept like looking over my shoulder. You guys ever get that feeling where you're like, God, like, I felt pretty good now, but then that guy came by and now I'm on edge again. So all I was going to do is, I was done fishing, so all I was going to do was just hang out here, call it a night, go to bed, wake up tomorrow and hit the road. Well, I don't want to take that warning too lightly and get myself into a bad situation. So I think I'll see myself out tonight. Yeah, just had a few weird things happen today when I was trying to leave, and I'm like, God dang, like what the heck's going on? Well, maybe that's what's going on. So now that I made my dinner, giant dinner bell, so I'm gonna get to packing here real quick because I only got about 45 minutes worth of light left. We're gonna pack everything up, get the heck out of here, because once night comes, it's weird. I even was thinking about stuff eating. I'm like, gosh, I just have a weird feeling back here. And if that wasn't like a final warning, I don't know what was. So let's get the heck out of here. I still have to strap all this down. I'm gonna wait until I get to the end of the dirt road to do it, because Sam just called me and I gotta say goodnight to Rose. But let's hit the road here. I want to strap everything down when we get to a more open area. So a male is 130 to 660 pounds and a female is 90 to 180 pounds. So if he's saying 250, I mean, that's still, I think, a reason. I mean, it's a big enough bear where I can't really help myself, you know, so. A 250-pound black bear isn't that big of a bear. It's really not. However, I still wouldn't be able to protect myself if it was aggressive towards me. So normally bears are not aggressive towards people or whatever. They're normally kind of skittish. But if the gentleman was actually, you know, willing to say something about it, that's where the problem arises, is if they've been around cabins and around places where there's been people, then they're not so skittish, and then it can become an issue. Then they're a little gutsy, if you will. So if he thought that it was an issue for me to be there and he lived back there, then I'm gonna take his warning, because I don't know anything about this bear or its mentality or whatever. So that's kind of where I'm gonna leave that. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I will see you in another video, and watch out for black bears.